Well, good morning, private practice success community. Good to hear. And coming to you again here from my deck because I'm hiding out from the kids. That's on school holidays, but that of course means that when the neighbors' dogs start barking and then my dogs start barking, that makes it a bit more tricky. So what I want to do quickly as we wait for more people to join us on this live stream, just share this live stream in my Facebook groups. So hopefully the Wi-Fi will help. Yep, here we go. Private practice success for allied health. That's the first group I'm sharing it in. And then one more group. I'm going to share that here in my how to start a private practice group. Starting a successful private practice, and I'm posting that in there. So I'm coming to you and I've got literally 10 minutes. I've got my watch here so that I can keep an eye on it. I literally have 10 minutes before 11 o'clock, and then what I'm doing for the next 90 minutes is doing the weekly Q&A session with my 12-month mastermind group, which is a bunch of practice owners that has committed to working with me for a 12-month period. And I've been speaking to them over the last couple of weeks. Of course, we're always in touch on a daily basis via email and Facebook, that type of thing. And there's just something that has reared its ugly head. And that's a topic that I want to talk about today. I can probably talk about this for 2 hours, and I'm going to really try and chunk it down into 10 minutes, which probably means that this is going to sound a bit ranty because I don't have the time to sugarcoat it and to give lots of context. But I'm going to give it my best shot. All right. So I guess in terms of people I work with most often is group private practice owners. Hi Anna, thanks for joining. So most of my, I guess, premium clients are group private practice owners that want to break through that income glass ceiling and work less, but still earn more. And a lot of them obviously they're for subcontract or employ clinicians. And before, of course, you hire someone, whether it is as an employee or a subcontractor, you go through the whole interview process, you talk about the terms and conditions of the engagement, and there is inevitably a contract that gets signed. So if you're working anywhere as a subcontractor or employee, you don't have a contract, big red flags. But I guess the thing that annoys me is that, clinicians come and they join a group private practice. Hi Lisa, thanks for joining. Hi Trudy, thanks for joining. They join a group private practice, they work for that practice for 12, 18, 24, however many months, and then they decide that it's time for them to move on, which is fine, it's okay. As group private practice owners, we realize that people ain't gonna stay forever, and they're probably with us to learn the ropes. But then they decide it's time to move on, and all of a sudden they don't want to stick to the clauses in the contract that they signed initially. Sorry, that's not my dog. I know Biscuits bark, that's the neighbor's dog. Then they don't want to stick to the conditions of the contract. And, that could be various clauses in the contract that all of a sudden they have conveniently forgotten about, or what they love to do is throw the unethical card. Like, I don't agree with that clause, it's unethical. Now, whether it's unethical or not, to me is beyond the point, because I've got a very strong, I guess, value about integrity. Yes, obviously I believe in ethics and everything we do have to be ethical. But if you as a clinician signed a contract, whether it's as an employee or a subcontractor with a practice owner, you've had the opportunity to read through that document, that you've had the opportunity to discuss with that practice owner clauses that you maybe don't understand, or you think it's unethical, or you think it needs to be adjusted. You've had that opportunity and you still signed on the dotted line, and you've given your word and your commitment that I'm happy to work within this model and within this frame of reference and within this context. You can't just go and change your mind because now it suits you, okay? That is the unethical thing. That is, to me, in my books, being unethical. Because if you don't have your word, you've got nothing. And for me, trust is very important. Integrity is very important. So my advice to clinicians wanting to join a group private practice is make sure that you know what every clause, every sentence, every word in that contract means. If you think something is unethical or you just don't like it, talk to the practice owner about it. Most practice owners I know are extremely approachable and they'll have that discussion with you. Raise it then and there so that you can have a proper and a full understanding of the purpose of that clause and what it means for you now, but also 6, 12, 18, 24, 36 months from now. Okay, and if you go, yes, I can align to this contract, and you give your word by signing on the dotted line, then stick with it. Okay, don't use ethics as a justification to break a contract a couple of months later. That's not on. That's not okay. All right, if you've done a master's, if you've done the provisional psychology registration, if you've gotten through 4 to 6 years of university, you can read and understand a contract and you can speak up and be assertive if you don't like it, but you do that beforehand. Okay, otherwise you've given your word and there's integrity that comes into play, and you do not want to be that clinician that builds a reputation for them for not sticking to a contract and for breaking those clauses and conditions. And you know, you might think that when you get to that point where you go, I don't like this contract, I don't agree with whatever clause there is in the contract, I can tell you that for the practice owner, they always try and present as very professional and very understanding, and sometimes having to make really hard decisions. But at the back end, there's often a lot of tears, there's a lot of hurt, there's a sense of betrayal. You need to remember that they are also human beings with emotions, and the sense of betrayal when somebody does that is huge. I know, I've had it, I've felt it, and I speak with practice owners on a regular basis that's going through exactly that. So don't villainize, if that's the word, villainize them because they're the business owner, they're the practice owner, they're the one that makes the money, because in actual fact, there's a lot of expenses and it's really, really hard running any business. So have some empathy for that and stick to your word. All right, so got a few minutes left. I'm not sure, let me see if there's any comments here. No, people are just saying hi and they've joined. You know, if you agree with this, please let me know. If you disagree, please let me know. Obviously it's something that I feel very strongly about, and you know, that's because I've got a personal value about giving my word. If I give my word, I want to stick to it. You know, if I can't stick to it, which rarely happens, I will make reparations to try and fix it as much as I can. That's just in my personal life, with friends, with family, but also professionally. And we can't just expect a practice owner to stick to the contract when it suits you, and that goes both ways. You know, as a clinician, you can't just expect the practice owner to stick to the clauses of a contract when it suits you, and then when it doesn't, you go, oh, it's unethical. And the same goes for a practice owner. You can't just stick to the clauses of that contract when it suits you and then want to not stick to it and change it without proper consultation with your clinician. There really needs to be that mutual respect when we go into this type of situation. And when you give your word, when you agree on something, please stick with it. Okay, please stick with it. All right, I need to go because I need to go downstairs, need to set up, go to webinar, log on, get to speak for the next 90 minutes with my amazing mastermind group practice owners. Guys, have an amazing Thursday. It's Thursday, yes, Thursday. That's what school holidays does to your mind. Have a beautiful weekend. I will still be doing my live vlogs over the weekend, so I will speak to you again tomorrow. That's all for now. Bye.